Hello there and welcome back to my channel, or if this is the first video of mine you are seeing, then welcome. Also, please excuse my voice if I sound a little bit off. It's like 5 in the morning when I'm filming this and I just really woke up, so if my voice sounds strange, I'm sorry, that's what it is. Now, for this month, I'm not going to be doing any kind of recap because for last month, I just did like all of my favorites because it was my birthday month and that was basically all my Tower 28 products, so I'm not going to be doing a recap this time. We're just going to get straight into picking the products. So the first thing here, let me zoom you in a little bit more. Okay, the first thing we have are brows, primers, foundations, and then correctors and concealers. So we have this little container here filled with all my brow products. Now, I know that I want to use these two right here. Now, it's completely worn away on the sides now, but this is the Laura Geller Sculpt and Stay Brow Pencil, and I mean, it's just completely worn away now. You can barely see where this is the dark brown shade, but one reason why I want to conclude this again is, let me completely twist this up for you. That's all I have left right there. Like just that little bit, and I really want to finish this brow product, and I feel like if I work on it every single day, I can finally get an empty on it. So I am going to be including this one, and it's something similar for this as well. This is from CoverGirl. This is their Clean Fresh Brow Enhancer Gel. I feel like I'm getting to the very end of this as well. So this is kind of like two products that I'm putting in here, hoping that I can get an empty on both of them this month. I almost said this year. This month, I'm hoping that I can get an empty. So that's why I'm going to be including these two right here. Okay, and then next we have my primers. And now I always keep my Danessa Myricks Water Powder Serum. I keep that in my everyday makeup drawer all the time because I use that basically every single day. I still have a little bit left in a mini, and then I have a full size that I haven't opened yet. So I've been just consistently wearing that, and I like to leave that in those drawers all the time. So I want to pick out at least well, maybe one or two more primers, but one that I wanted to use, especially since we're getting now into the summer months, is this one right here from e.l.f. This is their Stay Cool Primer Stick, and it does feel cooling, and I've placed it in the refrigerator before to kind of make it even more cold. My only issue with this is it is like a stick kind of thing, as you can see, and I'm not too big on applying sticks directly to my face, so I wonder if I could like, I know that defeats the purpose of this product because it's cooling, but I just wonder if I could kind of like, you know, apply it to my hands like this and then tap it in, because I wear a sunscreen every single day, and I feel like when you swipe these kind of products on your face, I feel like it can kind of ruin the sunscreen underneath. I don't know, it might not, it's just kind of the way I feel. So I'm gonna put this one in here and just see how much use I'm gonna get out of it, but I'm thinking about trying applying it with my hands and just seeing how that goes. So because that one's a little bit different, I do want another primer. I want something with like a little bit more glow to it, especially for the summer, which I mean, I like the glowy skin all year long. It doesn't matter what season we're in, but I definitely for summer. So I have these two right here from Say. If I can pick them up. Well, I do have like a deluxe mini here as well of the Sun Glow shade. I'm about to finish that, but I like to reserve that and mix it in with some foundations if they're a little too light for me. So I have these two here. We have Warm Glow and Rose Glow. Now, I just recently used Warm Glow, so I think this time I'm going to put Rose Glow in here. This is a slight bit too dark for me just so, but right now, while I do have just a little bit of a tan from being outside some, I think it'll be perfect, so I'm going to include this one. Okay, now for my foundations, this is everything right here. I have recently gone through my collection, and I did declutter a few products here and there, so I don't have as many foundations as I did have. I didn't part with many of them because it wasn't that many. I think I maybe parted like 2 or 3 of them, but they just didn't work for me anymore, and I was just kind of tired of fussing with them. So we do have a little bit less foundations, but one that I know I want to use is this one from Versed. This is the Skin Solution Multi Serum Skin Tint SPF 40. This one's in the shade 2N. It does have like the pump. I really like this one the couple of times I've used it. This is the newest foundation to my collection, so I want to get some more use out of it and really, really get some thoughts on it. I have worn it a couple of times, but I like taking these months to go through a product like this, especially when it's new, and really, truly test it out properly. So we are going to be including this one. I thought about picking another foundation. I don't know if I'll end up using it enough, especially since I want to focus more on that Verse skin tint, but I thought about this one right here. This is from CoverGirl. This is the Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence. This one's in the shade Fair. This is the one that has the little beads in it. I do like it. It's not a favorite anymore the way it used to be because I've just tried other products that I prefer over it, but I just have about like that much. I don't know how long it would take me to go through it, but I thought that if I also kind of reach for this alongside the Verse skin tint, maybe I can't get an empty on it, I don't believe, this month. I'm thinking about trying it, and this is a very lightweight product, so I think it would be very comfy for the summer months. It won't be too overpowering on your face, because I don't like anything heavy on my face during the summertime when it's really hot and sweaty and all that, so I'm going to include this one. Okay, for corrector and concealer, I already knew exactly which ones I wanted to use. For the corrector, I wanted to use this one right here from Smashbox and Becca. This is their under eye brightening corrector. This one's in Fair Light, I believe. Yes. I have a pretty huge pan in this, and I really want to try to continue using this. This is the oldest corrector in my collection. I've had this one for a very long time, and it continues to go strong. Like, I haven't noticed the formula changing on it or anything, but because it's the oldest, I really need to consistently use it and eventually work it out of my collection. But the thing about it, you don't need much of it, just a little bit is enough, so it's not something you're gonna fly through. But I'm going to be including this one for my corrector. And for my concealer, I want this one right here from Versed. This is their Skin Solution Serum Concealer, also in the shade 2N. And this is the newest concealer to my collection. Well, this one and one from Makeup by Mario. But I want to pair this one up, of course, with their skin tint. And I feel like because this feels fairly lightweight, it might also really work well for foundation. I haven't tried it like that yet, but that might be a good option if you're someone who likes to wear concealer as foundation instead of having a separate one. So I am going to be including this for my concealer. Okay, now right here we have powders, and then back here I have bronzers. I did try to reorganize these a little bit. Now for the powders, it's kind of hard to make them all fit because we have these really large, more chunkier containers. I know right off I want a pressed and a loose, but for my pressed, I want this one right here from Kosas. This is their Cloud Set Powder in Airy, and I'm so close to completing this, and I really want to focus on it for this month. I don't know if I can get a full empty, because I mean this part right here in the center is basically like empty. There's no product in there at all. So it's just really around the edges, and I just hope that if I continue to use it, I can eventually get an empty on that. That's another thing that I feel like I'm really focused on for this month. I have a couple of products that I'm just trying to complete, and this is one of them for sure. So I am going to be including this one for my pressed powder. Now for my loose powder, it's this one right here from Refi. Now this is their water-based powder, which it's very odd. I think it was this way. Okay, this way. I mean, it's a good powder if you can like really kind of shake that a little bit. There you go, so you can see it. It's not a bad powder if you can get it to work. It's just a little bit more on the odd side because it is water-based. It's one of those that I feel like you have to apply it with a sponge. Like, you can't apply it with a brush. It just doesn't lay right on your skin if you don't. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to try to wear it this month. Try to wear it a couple of times, be a little bit consistent in my use of it, and then if I decide that if I don't really like it, then I just need to go ahead and get it out of my collection. So we are going to include this one for the loose, but this is a possible declutter if I just feel like I don't want it or it's just not working for me, whatever the case may be, but we'll find out this month because I want to use it consistently. Okay, now for bronzers, I know for my liquid one, I want the newest one in my collection, which is this one right here from e.l.f. This is their Camo Liquid Bronzer and Contour. This one's in the shade Fair, and this one definitely is like that cool tone, but I feel like on me, it ends up looking kind of like a neutral. I guess it's just it mixing with my undertone. I'm not exactly sure, but this is the newest one to my collection, so I just want to get some really good use out of it and just focus on it for the month. Of course, I am going to be picking a powder as well, but the powder is a little bit more on the warm leaning side, so I think it would be a good option to pair up with this if this gets a little bit too cool tone for my liking. And the one that I'm thinking of for powder is this one right here. Okay, it does reflect, so I'm hoping I can show. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer. This one's in the shade Fair. This is this huge pan. This is a really lovely bronzer. It is one of my most favorite powder bronzers in my collections. I haven't used it in a while, so I am excited to get some more use out of it. And one thing that I love about this product is how you can pop the pan out and then just repurchase the pan. Like, you don't have to buy the whole compact again. I do like that. I think more bronzers should do that, especially for this price point, because this was very pricey. I mean, you know, it's Charlotte Tilbury, very pricey brand. So I'm going to be including this one for my bronzer, or for my powder bronzer, I should say. Okay, that's everything from this top drawer, so I'm going to move on now to the lower drawer, which is all of my lip products. Okay, so all of my lip products are in this drawer, aside of course from my Tower 28 products. Those are kept separately from the rest of my collection. And I know that I'm not really focusing and picking any of their products in particular, but I'm going to be honest, I reach for their products regardless of what's in my makeup drawers, so they're fine. I don't need to actually pick anything specifically. But we're going to start with lip liners, and I have this container right here filled with all my lip liners. Now, I know for sure this one right here. This is from Makeup by Mario, if it will focus for me. Come on now. Okay, this is the Ultra Suede Sculpting Lip Pencil in the shade Rich Mauve. I think that's such a pretty shade, and I definitely want to get some good use out of it for this month. This is one of the newest ones to my collection. This is a mini, of course. I know that he has that birthday gift at Sephora, and it came with this, and then it came with one of his, what do they call them, plumping lip serums as well, many of that. So I wanted to use both of them for this month since they are new, so I will be picking this one for one of my lip liners. I like to pick at least 3. Okay, the next one I'm going to pick here is from e.l.f. This is their Cream Glide lip liner, and this one's in the shade Truth or Bear. I thought this would be a nice, more nude option for me because I always reach for shades that look like this. They're my favorite, so I definitely want to include that. I saw where I think there are some new shades in these. I'd like to pick them up because I do like this formula, and I do like that it is a wooden lip pencil that I can sharpen. And the last one I'm going to pick is this one from Freck. This is their Makeout Club Nude Muse Lip Liner. This one's in the shade 1. I don't think I've used this one in a while, so I thought it would be a good option to pick this one. So now I feel like we have kind of like the brown nude, a pinky kind of nude, and then more of a mauve shade, so I think that will be perfect. So the next little container, this one right here, now that is liquid lipsticks. I'm not really too into picking out one of them right now, but the next one over are lip oils, and the one I want to pick is right there on top. This is one of the newest shades from Say. This is their Glossy Bounce Lip Oil in the shade Splash. This is a perfect, perfect, perfect shade for the summertime. Like, look how pretty that is. And they released a matching blush shade as well, and I'm gonna, just spoiler, I am definitely gonna be including that as well. In fact, I did a video on my channel here where I mentioned products that I'd be reaching for over the summer, and this was definitely one of them, along with that blush, and I just love that pretty warm orangey peachy shade. I think that's just so stunning, and this is one of the newest products in my collection, so I definitely want to get a lot of good use out of this for this month and the whole summer. Okay, the next product is over here. These are like my lip balms and kind of some of those clicky lip pen type products, you know, like some of those that are laying down. That would be what those are. I know I want this one right here. This is the little mini from Makeup by Mario. This is the Moisture Glow Plumping Lip Serum in Rosewood Glow. This is the mini that came with the lip liner. Hoping I can swatch it without having to click it up. Oh, yeah. And it's a perfect match for that lip liner. So pretty. And I do like that product from Makeup by Mario. I would really love to try more shades. And another one that I'm going to pick from the lip balm category is this one. This is from Summer Fridays, and this is their lip butter balm, and this one's in iced coffee. Oh, I love the smell of this. It smells so good. It smells like a caramel coffee, and oh, it's so good. And what I like about this is, well, let me swatch it and then I'll show you. Is you kind of see right here we have like a more brown that would go perfectly with this, and then this shade would go perfectly with this, and then of course this shade goes perfectly with that. So I feel like it's a really good match, and I love like lip balm, lip gloss type products anyway, so I definitely wanted to include a little bit more options this time. Okay, and then right here in these two are my lipsticks. You know, I was kind of torn at first. Part of me didn't even want to pick lipsticks because I kind of wanted to focus more on these lip balms and glosses. But I think I am going to pick some. I don't know if I'll actually use them or not. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like during these really hot months, I don't want a lipstick for some reason. I want like a lip oil, I want a lip gloss, or something very comfort. I'm not saying lipsticks aren't, because you can use like the satin formulas, but you know what I mean. I just want something very lightweight, but I am going to pick a couple of options to maybe hopefully get some use out of. And one of them is this little tiny mini here from Give Beauty. This is the Anaheim Shine lipstick, and this one is in the shade Stomp Box. I just have that much left of this little teeny tiny mini, and I feel like maybe if I wore it as blush or something, maybe possibly I could use it up. I need to get rid of it. It's a very pretty color, don't get me wrong, but knowing that I don't have much left of it, I don't know, that kind of motivates me to want to use it up completely. Maybe even wear it as blush so I can work it out of my collection, because it is a pretty shade, but I don't know about Give Beauty. I feel like they're always on sale. You can't find them anymore, or at least I can't. In the Sephora and Kohl's near me, like their display is gone. Like I don't know what's happening with the brand, but I kind of want to work this out of my collection because I just don't think you can get their brand now. I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay, I'm only going to pick one more lipstick. I was just going through them for a bit, and I wanted to just see. This is from Rare Beauty. This is the Kind Words matte lipstick. Now this one's in the shade Creative. I think that's like a really pretty warm nude shade, well, kind of warm peachy nude, and I think it would be perfect. It's a perfect match for all of these, and I think that's the only other lipstick I'm going to include. There was another that I had in mind, but I don't know. I kind of can look at it and tell that I wouldn't reach for it right now. So I'm just going to skip it, and I'm just going to have two lipsticks. Okay, so 4 lip glosses, which would be in this last container right here. The first one that I want is this one right here from Charlotte Tilbury. This is her Big Lip Plumpgasm. This one is Nudegasm Diamonds. This is the newest one. I have the other shades in this as well, but this is the newest shade that's kind of like this really pretty goldy shimmer shade. I'm not going to swatch it because this is one of those plumpers. Of course, to me, this feels more like a cooling sensation on the lips, but I still don't like to swatch this stuff. But I'm definitely going to be including this one since it is newer to me, and I do really love this formula. And then I thought about this one right here from Fenty Beauty. Now, this is the Gloss Bomb Universal Lip Luminizer in Hot Chocolate Fantasy. I'm not sure if this is a permanent shade or not. I know some of these can be like limited edition, so I'm not exactly sure. But I thought that this shade like this would be perfect for the summertime because it's kind of like that bronzy vibe, and I think it would be really pretty paired up with one of these lip liners. It's maybe even, especially maybe that one. Or if you want to go a little bit darker. I mean, I think it would go with any of them, but it's kind of got that more bronzy vibe, so of course you can see that really pretty shimmer in it, hopefully. So I thought it would be a good option to include this one because I haven't worn this one a lot. I think I've maybe worn it a couple of times, so I'm going to use this one. And then the last gloss is this one right here from CoverGirl. This is their Clean Fresh Yummy Gloss in the shade My Straw Booty. And most of these, I will say, go on clear, but I don't know. I think they are some of the best lip glosses at the drugstore, in my opinion. I don't know. There's something about them that I really do like. So I think this is a good assortment of lip products to really pick and choose from. So that's everything for the lip category. Now I'm going to move over to where I keep my blushes. Oh, and just right quick, I'll mention it here. For eyeshadow palettes, I did have a video go up this past Monday where I talked about all of my summer palettes. So if you wanted to see all of them, you can check back into that video. I'll have them all there. So I won't be showing me picking out any palettes because I already have a little basket that I'm going to be working on for the next couple of months. So let me move you over to where I keep all my blush. Okay, so here are all of my powder blushes, which are kind of a mess. I just have them piled here where I had some new ones come in and I just placed them on top. They're not organized anymore. But I was torn in this drawer between these two new ones from Charlotte Tilbury that I had, and then this new one here I have from Urban Decay, because they're the newest ones, I think, in the powder category. I know these from LA Colors are new as well, but I know I don't want to use them for this month. I think I might go with the Urban Decay. This is one of their Face Bond blushes in the shade Fleshed Out. This is a very, very soft shade. My ring light is sitting right here, so I don't know if I'll be able to show you. I can try. Okay, you can see it a little bit better right there. It's very soft, it's very subtle, and I think it would be really pretty for this month, especially because it's like a really pretty peachy shade. So for my powder option, I am going to be including this one because I've only used this one maybe like 2 or 3 times and I want to get some more use out of it. It is one of the newer blushes in my collection, so we're going to pick this one. Okay, excuse this cord. That's actually from my microphone, so let me kind of slightly scoot that over some. This is like where I keep my creams and liquid blushes. For the liquid blush, I did mention that I wanted to use this one from Say. This is their Dew blush in the shade Hottie. This is the one that they have to match that lip oil, and this is such a pretty shade, and it's like that pretty warm orangey peach shade, and look at the difference between them. But I will say, don't let that swatch fool you. You can build this blush up, but it goes on very, very sheer on the cheeks, which is what I really love about it. It kind of reminds me of sort of like a serumy blush. It's not marketed that way, I don't believe. But I really like it because it is a thin formula, so I am going to be including this one. And then I wanted a cream because I have a powder, a liquid, and then I want more of like a cream blush. And because we've picked some of their Versed products, I do want to pick this one right here, also from Versed. This is their Shade Swipe Blush Stick, and this one's in the shade Pinch. I think this would be kind of like a pretty, more kind of sort of warmy pinky option. So those are going to be my 3 blushes. So that is all of my products pick out. So I'm going to put them all back into my little makeup drawer container thing, and then we can get started with doing a tutorial, get ready with me portion of the video where I like to apply as many of these products as I possibly can. Okay, so just right quick, before I place the other products back, I just want to mention a few things that you're already seeing here in these little acrylic drawers. Just right in here, I have the Danessa Myricks Blurring Balm Powder. I'm really trying to work that out of my collection. It's just like a little sample, deluxe sample size. And then that little box that you're seeing up here, that's the full size of the water powder serum, because right here in this one is the little mini deluxe sample that I've been using and working on. So once I finish that, I will be opening the new one. And then this drawer that you're seeing right in here, these are all my mascaras and my eyeliners. I leave them in here at all times just so I can reach for them consistently. Of course, there's only 2 of these eyeliners that I reach for anyway. My ColourPop one, the one in the brown, and then of course my Makeup by Mario, the perfect brown shade. So now that I've just kind of recapped what's already in here, let me go ahead and put the other products back. And there's everything back in, so let's go ahead and put all these products to the test. Okay, now before we get started with eyeshadow or anything, of course I'm going to prep my skin. The only thing that I've done so far is applied, my skincare, but then I've applied this Supergoop Play Everyday Lotion SPF 50. I have this little deluxe sample size here. I've used this a few more times since I first tried it out, and I mentioned the scent. Took me aback because I wasn't expecting a scent to it. Now, it says that there's no artificial fragrance, no synthetic fragrance. It just smelled very citrusy, but honestly, the more I use it, the more I kind of like it. It's very glowy, but now, one thing about it, it feels kind of like tacky. So I think it makes actually a good base for makeup. So if you don't even want to wear primer and you had this, I feel like it'd be a good option. I just wanted to mention it here because I know the first time I mentioned it in a video, I was kind of meh about it, but I actually do like it. Now, for primer, I want to apply this Stay Cool Primer Stay. I just don't like to swipe this kind of stuff after I've applied my sunscreen. So what I'm going to attempt to do, and I'm not saying it's going to work, especially because this is meant to be a cooling product, so maybe I should start using it in my skincare, like before I apply my SPF, but I'm just going to take it and apply it like this. I know that's weird, I know. It's weird. I think I'm just going to start using it as Yeah, that's strange. I mean, it works because I feel it, but it's not like cooling. Yeah, I don't know. I think either I'm gonna just put that in my skincare or just get rid of it because I just don't really feel one way or the other about this. So I don't know. If you're into like the stick stuff, you might like it, but it's not really a thing for me. So instead, what we'll do is apply this Say Glowy Super Gel in the shade Rose Glow. So, and it kind of, if you've never seen this particular shade, which I'm sure everybody has, it looks like that. It is a little bit too dark for me just so. I'm just kind of tap it in a little bit because I don't like to rub in products really after I've applied my SPF. I just feel like it kind of disrupts it. With the Say Glowy Super Gel, my favorite is, I love Star Glow, and then I like Warm Glow because I feel like Warm Glow is almost like my skin tone but just more glowy. But all of them are good. I think there's 4 shades now. All of them are good. I've tried all 4 of them, and I just think that Star Glow and Warm Glow are my favorites. And just for lip prep, I'm just going to use this CoverGirl Clean Fresh Yummy Gloss. This one's in My Straw Booty. I mean, it might have a slight pinkiness to it, but it's mostly clear. I don't know, it does have a little more tint than I remember. Okay, I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but this shirt has like these, maybe you can see it like that, like these really pretty gold sparkles in it. So I wanted something with gold. So I pulled this palette right here from my little summer basket. I mentioned while I was picking out the products that if you missed that video, it went up this past Monday where I was picking out new eyeshadow palettes for my summer basket here that I want to focus on for the next couple of months. So I have this palette right here from Flower Beauty. This is the Desert Lights palette. I want to use this shade right here. So what I'm going to do is pair it up with this palette right here, which I know I've been using this quite a bit frequently. I had this go up in a video on, I think, Friday, and then I mentioned it in the Monday's video, and then I also did a YouTube short as well as an Instagram reel using it, but I've just been really liking it. This is the Milani Gilded Mini palette, and this one is Whiskey Business. This is an all matte eyeshadow palette, and I think it would be perfect paired up with this because this is all shimmer. Okay, so first things first, we're going to do my eyeshadow primer, and I just take my Tower 28 Serum Concealer. I've been using this as eyeshadow primer lately. This one's in the shade BH, and I just like to take a little bit of that on my lid, and then take a Flawless Concealer brush from e.l.f. and just work that all over. One thing that I like about using this is it kind of blanks out my lid. And I will say, despite it being a concealer, my eyeshadows last fairly well on top. Now, I know professional makeup artists tell you not to use concealer on your eyelids as eyeshadow primer because it can crease and everything, but I find for my day-to-day life this is enough for me, but I don't know if I would recommend it for like a special occasion, but for what I need, this is perfect, and it's all I could ever want. I still want to try the eyeshadow primer from Ulta, the matte one or something, because everybody talks about that primer like in a good way. But for now, I'm just fine using this. And then over the top of that, I'm going to take the Tower 28 Get Set Powder in Palisades Pink. I honestly rotate through these powders. I have all of the shades. Well, now, the one that's more like a bronzer shade for me, I don't really apply that one to my lid unless I'm just doing a very simple look. But just to set this concealer, I use the other 3 shades interchangeably. Okay, now from this palette, I don't have to do this because I just set my eyeshadow primer, but I like to take this shade right here on that same brush, and I just take that and place that all over my lid as well. Don't have to do this step since I just set everything, but I don't know, I just like using a shade like that in a palette if there is one, just to even further set that eyeshadow primer. And sometimes if I don't set it enough with my regular face powder, this will help make sure that it is nice and locked in. Okay, on a Sigma E54, I'm going to mix these 2 shades right here. I'm just going to swoop and then swoop. And start applying that to my crease. I don't know what it is about this little palette. It's nothing like, I mean, you know, spectacular. It's an all matte palette, but I've just been using it quite consistently since I picked it up, and I've just been enjoying using it, especially since it's just kind of like what I reach for on a daily basis, and I've been loving all matte looks lately, but if I want a little bit of sparkle, this is the perfect palette to have as a companion palette. That's what I did for my little YouTube short. And I used the same video on Instagram as well as a reel. And I used this palette for my matte shades, and then I used a single shadow from Divina Cosmetics and just did a look there, and it turned out super pretty. Okay, and then I'm going to go back into that Flawless Concealer brush. I like to take this brush in between each step just to make sure it's nice and blended out. Because this brush is so nice and large and kind of fluffy, it really diffuses eyeshadow. But now if you're someone that likes a lot of intense pigmented eyeshadow, probably wouldn't want to use this brush for this step, because it is definitely going to take a lot of the pigment away, but that's what I really want. That's my preference. Alright, I'm going to do the same thing over here. Just apply those same two matte shades. I've also been enjoying that particular shade in this palette for my eyebrows too. Of course, I've kind of got to put that to the side right now. I need to really work on that Laura Geller brow pencil because I really want to finish that pencil. I feel like it's taking forever. Now, it's a good pencil, don't get me wrong, but I just feel like it has been in my collection for a long time. Of course, I know I rotate brow products around, so if you're using it like every single day, months at a time, it probably would go quicker, but I feel like it's just really been lasting. And it is a nice brow pencil, and I love the shade of it. It's a perfect shade for my brows, but I'm just kind of ready to have it out of my collection. Okay, then of course we're going back in with that Flawless Concealer brush. This just really diffuses it, and I love that. That's what I love about this brush so very much. At one point there, I had stopped using it and was using a different e.l.f. brush, but this one is my favorite, and I never want to be without it. And they do still sell it, of course. I always list and link the brushes I'm using for you below, by the way, unless they're just a brush that's no longer available. But I try to list everything that I can. So see, that just diffuses it out really nicely for what I'm looking for. Okay, now on that same brush, I'm going to mix this shade and this shade. Like, I'm going to swipe once, tap off the excess, and then swipe in this shade. And I'm going to apply that right out here to this outer corner of my eye. And then I'm just going to keep blending that out until I get it where I want it. Okay, then take this brush right here and kind of circle that in. Alright, then we're going to do the same thing over here. Mix those same two shades. I don't believe you're going to be able to hear it, but there is a lot going on today. We got a tractor right out here in front of my house in the field. There's a field right there. And then my neighbor is working on their pool, so we got equipment going on over there. So if you are hearing any of that, my apologies, but I don't think you will. My microphone isn't that strong. Okay, now I'm going to go over to the Flower Beauty palette, and I'm going to take this shade right here on my finger. Luckily, I have some nice short nails on, so this will be much easier. Oh my goodness, look at that. Do you see that? That is beautiful. Of course, I mean, these palettes from Flower Beauty are really nice, but I actually don't think you can get them anymore. There's only one left on the Ulta website, and it's like Coastal Lights maybe. There were 4 of them, but I don't believe the other ones are available now. I don't know if they'll bring them back. I'm not sure, but it's sad that you can't buy them now, or at least buy this one. That's so pretty. I feel like I don't ever wear this palette a lot. I think it's because it is an all shimmer palette, so it's one I don't think about. But now that I've recently become all about this little Milani all matte palette, it's the perfect companion. Okay, now going back to the Milani palette, I'm going to take this shade right here on a small angled brush from e.l.f. This is the shade that I have been using in my brows lately, and I've really been loving it. But I'm going to use it as a liner today. Just going to kind of stamp it out here. I wanted to use this instead of using a pencil liner, especially since I've used all the other shades today, so in this particular palette, so why not use this one too? I just think that adds just the most subtle of definition to the lash line, because I don't do a really thick line. So I'm just going to do that on my other eye. I'm going to go ahead and apply some mascara off camera. I'm not sure what mascara I want to wear yet, but I'll apply that and I'll come back and tell you which one I'm using. Okay, so here is the mascara that I'm wearing, and I feel like this mascara is really good. It's from Tarte. This is their Lights Camera Lashes mascara. I just have this little mini sample size. I got it with points from Sephora, and I don't know. At first, the first time I used it, I didn't really like it, but the longer it's been open, the more I've been enjoying it, and I think it really does give me some nice length. So, okay, I need to do these under eyes here now. So I'm going to first take the Smashbox and Becca under eye corrector, and now that I have these really short press-ons, I can actually put my finger in the little pot, and I'm going to lightly press that on my under eye area. I do really like this corrector, and I will say, even though it's pricey, it's like, what, 30 something dollars? Of course, I think sometimes it be's a part of the Ulta sale, or it used to be. I'm not sure if it is now or not. I don't really keep up much with that sale, but it's lasted me a very long time. It's like 30 something dollars, but honestly, if it lasts you a long time, it might be worth the price point. But if you're not wanting to pay this, then e.l.f. does have like a dupe of it. That's good too. Then I'm going to take that Verse Serum Concealer. This one's in the shade 2N. Take a little boop and boop. And then tap that in as well with my finger. I really like the aesthetic of this Versed brand. I think that their products just look so pretty. Like, just the packaging, like that pretty soft green. I mean, not everything they have has that particular packaging, but I think it is pretty, like on the concealer and the skin tint. I picked up my products from Target, and that display was picked over. I was lucky to get the products that I managed to find, but I'd love to try more from them because I've really been enjoying their products. Okay, and then I'm going to use the Verse Multi-Serum Skin Tint. This is also in the shade 2N. They had one shade lighter than this, but to me, that shade was way too pink, so I went for this one. And that's what that looks like right there. And then just like to kind of spread that out on the back of my hand. There, you can see it. This one is just, it might be, and I mean, when I don't have a little slight tan, this one might actually be too dark for me, but I know that the lightest shade would have been way too pink, and I'd much rather go up a shade that might be a little bit too dark for me, but have the right undertone, because I feel like sometimes when the undertone's wrong, that's more noticeable, at least on me. Like, when something's too pink, it is noticeable. I have worn this product for, I know I wore it for like a couple of days straight when I first picked this product up, and it wore very well. Of course, I don't really put my makeup to like a really intense test. I'm not usually outside. I'm in more like a temperature controlled environment all day. I just like to mention that because, you know, if you're someone that's more on the outdoors a lot, I don't know how some of these products might wear on you. It looks very pretty on the skin. It's very nice and glowy. Of course, I know the products underneath are also very glowy. Now, I'm going in with all powder products here, so I'm going to try this Refi powder. This is their Skin Finish Water-Based Powder in the shade 1. I find that if you can make this powder work, it looks really pretty on the skin. It's just kind of a different application because I feel like you can't really use a brush with it. Like, you definitely do need a sponge or like a puff or something. Okay, so I'm just going to take this e.l.f. like Halo Glow Powder Puff, I think is what they call it. And I'm going to dip into that. I don't even know if any of it picked up on the little puff. This puff is really large. I want to pick up like the ones that are a little bit smaller. I don't really like these large puffs, especially because I only wear powder really mostly right in here. So it would be better to have a puff that's smaller. See, like, I feel like it's really blurring right in here, but can you see? It took away some of my, like, concealer and corrector. Like, it looks like I have, like, a little patch right there. I don't think it looks bad. I just think it's kind of one of those powders where, I don't know. I mean, it does look really pretty and blurring. There's like an eyelash right there. Okay. It does look pretty blurring. Like, okay, it just fell off of my table here and put powder all over my floor. Okay. It does look fairly blurring. but I don't know. I just don't know if it's really worth the trouble. Also, I feel like because it's like a wet-based powder, like water-based, it's pulling up my foundation. See, like, I already feel like my nose just lost coverage. I don't know. I'm not into this. I think I might honestly just take it out of my collection. Maybe it's one of those products that maybe you wear like with no makeup. Like maybe if you were having a day where you're not really wearing any makeup and you just want this to kind of go over the top, like, I don't know, of a sunscreen maybe, then I think maybe it would work because it doesn't look bad, but I feel like it takes up your foundation a little bit. I don't know, maybe I just don't know how to use it. Because it actually looks pretty on the skin when it's not, you know, taking up any foundation. Maybe that's what it's good for. Maybe it's for those days where, because Refi is kind of like that clean girl aesthetic, so maybe it's one of those powders where if you just have like a sunscreen and then you just tap this over certain parts, it might actually work really well with that, but I just don't know. Maybe I'll try it like that on a day where I'm not really wearing any makeup, but I have my sunscreen on. Maybe I'll try it like that and then go from there. It might be the type of powder that is better suited for that, not like for an actual foundation, because I don't know. I think it does look really pretty and blurring, because like you can see everywhere I applied it, it's like I feel like you can't even see my pores there. I'm torn. I think it might just be I don't know how to use it. It could totally be me, so I'm just going to keep giving it some chances, but I don't know. Okay, I don't really think I'm going to apply any eyeshadow to my lower lash line today, but I am going to put some mascara on, so I'm just going to put a little bit of that Tarte mascara on my lower lashes. For my bronzer, I'm going to go in with this Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush bronzer. This one is in the shade Fair. I'm going to take that on a Flawless Face brush from e.l.f. Let's go ahead and apply this straight to my forehead. This is one of my most favorite powder bronzers. I think it's just so beautiful on the skin. And it's a really beautiful shade. Like it's a nice warm shade, but I don't feel like it's too orange, at least not on me. Okay, I'm wiping that brush off on this little silicone mat because we're just going to use the same brush for my blush. And the blush I'm going to use is from Urban Decay. This is their Face Bond Blush Suede, and this one's in the shade Fleshed Out. Just this really beautiful warm tone, peachy kind of shade. I'm really going to load up that brush and then apply it. Look how beautiful that is. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful and it's so stunning with the eyes. That pretty gold and then this peach with this blue, dark blue shirt. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh my gosh. When it's blush time, that's usually like my favorite part because I love blush. I think just so stunning. Okay, let me go ahead and do my brows right quick, and I'm just going to use that CoverGirl Brow Gel and the Laura Geller Brow Pencil. See, this is the perfect tone of a pencil, but I just don't... I'm just ready for it to leave my collection because I feel like it's been in my collection for a while, so I'm just kind of ready for it to move on. You know, I actually might repurchase this CoverGirl Brow Gel when it's completely done because, I don't know, the more I use it, the more I really enjoy it. And I feel like I am getting close to being empty on this little tube because not a lot comes out on the little wand anymore. Now for the lips, I'm going to use this e.l.f. Cream Glide Lip Liner in Truth or Bear. These are really nice lip liners. Then I'm going to fill in the top here. And then blot it down to the lower lip. And then I'm going to take this Charlotte Tilbury Big Lip Plumpgasm in Nudegasm Diamonds. And of course, I am going to wipe off the applicator after I apply it. Oh, look at that. Okay, and there we have this completed makeup look. I really love everything about this look. I mean, it's so pretty. The blush, the eyes, the lip combo. We have that beautiful gold that matches the gold in my shirt here, the gold sparkles. Yeah, I love everything about this. This definitely reminds me of a pretty summer look because of just the warmthness. I love it so very much. But I do hope that you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, I hope you will please consider leaving a like, a comment, or subscribing if you haven't already. Make sure you hit the bell icon so you are alerted to all my future uploads, and follow me on Instagram at jessicadeerly. All of these products will be listed and linked for you below. They are affiliate links, so if you click through and purchase, I do earn a small commission, and if you choose to do so, thank you so much for supporting me and my channel, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!